into practice. That's already caused trouble for some of the world's top players.
I played with him yesterday, and I felt pretty comfortable at the table, but he was actually giving me some trouble. I had to make some uncomfortable decisions, so he certainly had me a little off balance a couple of times.
I don't think there's anybody that is so much better than me that I'm worried about it. They have a little more experience than me, and we'll see what happens.
We are seeing some wide open action here on the World Poker Tour. We'll be right back.
We're back at the Foxwoods Resort and Casino on the World Poker Tour. 5 players remain to vie for a $320,000 first prize and a $25,000 seat at the WPT Championship, where they'll play for millions of dollars.
So Lane Flack is almost in 2 pots, already got back what he lost to Howard. I'm telling you, this guy's graph just goes up and down. Unbelievable. Now he's picked up the 6-5 of spade, and he's called. He limps in first position, 6-5 of spade, and here comes Phil. He's calling with the queen 6 of diamonds. They love these queen 6s.
Okay.
Peter gets out of the way. Now Andy's going to put in 2 more thousand. He's got a 9-7, trying to see a flop. Howard checks. We're going to have a 4-way pot, Vince.
Howard's got a king 4, Andy's got a 9-7. A lot of junk hands out there. Who's going to get lucky?
And on the flop,
well, it looks like Howard. He's flopped the top pair.
Yes, he has top pair with a bad kicker.
Andy checks.
Here comes Howard.
Howard bets $8,000.
Bet from Howard.
Now remember, there's about 20,000 out there. He's bet 8,000. Not a big bet. Lane folds.
Phil has really nothing at this point. Queen 6.
Got a queen 6. What is it with this queen 6? It's like a magical spell on these guys or something. Look at this. Look at this. He has raised. He's bet 25,000 with nothing here.
Okay.
He's come over the top of Howard Litter.
Okay, this guy's my idol. I mean, he takes queen 6s and raises.
This is amazing.
This guy has guts, I'll tell you that much.
I'll tell you. Andy gets out of the way, and now there's Howard. Now, he's got a dilemma. He's got the top pair here, but he has a bad kicker. There's a hard possibility out there. He's finally built his chips up to 200,000, but he's facing the chip leader, and the chip leader's re-raised him. And he mucks his hand. He mucks the top pair.
He's going to win the pot.
This is really an amazing play by Phil Ivey. He sensed it was a weak bet. He come over the top. What a great read by Phil Ivey right there.
Yeah, he makes Howard throw the kings away. It doesn't get any better than that.
Well, the queen 6 is the answer for Phil Ivey, that's for sure. You see why Phil Ivey's a champion. He's got so much heart, it's unbelievable. What a play by Phil Ivey there. Well, I've been coming to Foxwoods since it opened, and it's unbelievable how much it's grown.
Yes, and our host, Shona Hyatt, took in the sights at a casino, which gives new meaning to hitting it big.
Rising out of the Mashantucket Forest in southeastern Connecticut, Foxwoods Resort and Casino is one of the great surprises of the Northeast. The tribal forefathers couldn't possibly have envisioned that the world's largest casino would rise on their ancient land. With 5 separate casinos, 25 restaurants, world-class entertainment, and shopping galore, Foxwoods has something for everyone. Not only is this the biggest and most successful casino in the world, Foxwoods has something else no one has: sunlight. And if you hit it big, you can treat yourself to one of their high roller suites. But with so much to do here, what are you doing in your room? Foxwoods Resort and Casino is the biggest in the world. They call it the Land of Oz.
Okay, it's going to be up to Peter here.
10-8 offsuit, he folds. And he folds the queen deuce offsuit. Now we're on to Howard on the button.
He's got a 9-7 of clubs. Interesting hand.
Notice he just calls with it. He wants to see a flop with it. Lane calls out of the small blind with ace high. And Phil with a 10-9 knocks the table. We're going to have a flop, 3-handed. Flop comes 8-3 deuce.
Jack. Flats come down. 8-3 deuce with 2 clubs.
Now that's interesting. Howard's got 4 clubs to the flush, and he's going to check it.
Now notice what happened. It goes check, check, check. Now Howard had a flush draw.
Have a 6 of clubs.
Now he's caught the flush.
That's gonna give us 3 clubs.
And Lane's betting it.
Lane's made a pair of
$8,000
sixes.
bet from Lane.
He's come out and fired at this pot. 8,000.
Now Phil's called. Now Howard's got the flush.
Howard's got the flush. Now the question is, does he call here? Does he raise? Does he try to trap? He senses weakness on their part, maybe.
Call.
He just calls with a flush.
Okay, slow playing that flush.
Look at this by Howard Litter. He just slow plays the flush right
He wants
here.
to break them both at the same time.
And the 9 comes off at the river.
And the 9
Lane
of
checks
diamonds
it.
comes on the river.
Now this gives Phil 2 9s. This gives Phil the top pair now. And he's going to bet him. He's bet 15,000.
Phil's bet 15,000.
Now Howard's got a flush. Now they could have a bigger flush than his.
Oh, come on. If they had a big, that would never happen.
No, it can happen, but
I think he knows he's in great shape right here, just how to play it.
yeah, he's going back into his acting mode.
The professor taking his time here.
And he teaches master's courses too, I can tell you that.
That's right. What to do. He's taught his sister Annie Duke how to play world-class poker, and here he goes.
Howard's going to make.
He's going to raise it up.
He's bet 45,000. He's raised it 30,000.
30,000.
Lane slips out of the noose. And now Phil Ivey with 2 9s. Now he's wondering, was this guy really slow playing something good on 4th Street here? Phil makes a good laydown. That's a good laydown right there by Phil Ivey. I'll tell you, Phil's a very good reader. These guys are just great poker players, all of them.
And the button's going to move over to Lane.
Howard played that flush beautifully. He caught it on 4th Street. He relaxed. He just called. He waited for these guys to catch a hand. Phil catches the pair on the river, so he gets a little action there. It's beautiful.
I mean, it's thrilling to watch this. I'm telling you, this is fantastic poker. This is a treat on the World Poker Tour to watch these players.
Now, look, Howard's usually pretty serious, but even he's cracking a smile here, talking a little bit. And here we go.
Andy folds a 10-7.
Howard's got Queen 9 of spades. Got to figure he's going to... No, he's not going to play
And he
this.
folds. That's interesting. Now here comes Lane.
He's going out.
Lane folds on the button. Now we got the battle of the blinds.
Now, Phil's picked up a big hand. King, Queen of clubs.
He just limps in.
Okay.
Now this guy raises with junk and he calls with the big hands. Look at this. We're going to have a flop.
He's truly amazing. This guy never ceases to amaze me. Here we go.
Oh, a nice flop for Phil. It's Queen 8-4.
8-4.
And Peter's come right out and bet.
He jumps out there and bets 12,000. Look how crafty Phil's playing this pot. He just limped in. He flopped the top pair. He's checked. And here's Peter trying to bluff this pot.
12,000.
He's looking over at
Here's
that
that
12,000. Now we
12,000.
know he's going to play this pot. Just a matter of what he bets here. He's going to raise it. Let's see how much it is.
Phil's going to raise.
And Peter's not feeling too good right now. He bets 30,000. Peter was on a bluff. He loses the hand. My hat's off to him for trying to bluff at it, but right now he's just jabbing and missing.
He was outplayed there. How does Phil know?
And he's gonna
He's
get the
amazing.
button.
He just mixes it up so beautifully.
Phil Ivey is a rising star in the world of poker because he's always prepared. You might get lucky and outdraw Phil, but you can't outwork him.
Every time I get knocked out of a tournament, I go home and I replay everything that happened, leading to me getting knocked out. And I think that's important because then you recognize the mistakes you make and you try not to make them again.
Phil's quick rise to the top in poker has drawn comparisons to another young sports star.
Tiger Woods is the best at what he does. I don't think I'm the best at what I do right now. I mean, maybe I will be one day. I hope to be one day, but right now there are better players than me.
Phil Ivey is a phenomenally determined young man who is extremely motivated to be the best player in the world. And you can just see it at the table. He exudes confidence. We're going to see him around for a long time.
Phil believes the best may be yet to come.
I still don't feel like I'm at the top of my game. I know I got a lot to learn as far as poker is concerned and tournaments, and this is a lot for me to learn still.
37 tonight.
Phil just playing that so brilliantly.
Well, Vince, I got to tell you, right now, Peter's got to think that he's swimming with the sharks.
Action's going to be on Howard. He's got a big hand. He's got ace-7 of spades.
Howard calls.
Howard just limps in first position, calls the big blind, wants to see a flop. Now look at Lane. Lane's picked up a king-10.
And he's going to raise it.
He sure is.
He's raising. This guy has nothing to lose.
He's raised at 15,000 with a king-10. Phil folds. And now look at Peter. He's picked up a nice hand, the king-queen of clubs. It's the same hand that Phil just beat him with. He doesn't know it. And now he's got it. Now let's see what he does with it.
Oh, yeah, real strong hand.
I'd call the 19.
The action's on Peter.
And he's going to call it.
He's called it. He's calling 17,000 more. Now, Peter's only got
19,000.
58,000 in chips. I'm not crazy about this play. I think he should either put it all in there or throw his hand away. But he's opted to call. He's calling. Now, Andy folds. Howard's got a lot of chips now. Cost him 15,000 more to call. If he's doing it, he calls. We're going to have a three-handed pot and a raised pot.
There is some crazy action here happening at Foxwoods Resort and Casino. You don't want to miss the action on the World Poker Tour.
Stay tuned.
Welcome back to the World Poker Tour. Here at the Foxwoods Casino, the action has been fast, furious, and five-way. But a crafty amateur now finds himself on the ropes. Peter Giordano will have to make a final stand if he wants to stay alive and possibly take home hundreds of thousands of dollars.
We're going to have a three-handed pot and a raised pot. See what happens here? And here's the flop. Ace, queen, 7.
Lucky Howard's done it again.
He's flopped top and bottom pair. What a great flop for Howard Litter. Now Peter's got 2 queens with a king kicker.
All in. All in.
Peter goes all in.
He's gone all in. He's got 38,500 left. He's gone all in here. It's a bad play by Peter, in my opinion.
Unfortunate for Peter. Here he goes swinging away with the queens.
37, 38, 5.
One of these great stars is raised. The other one's called.
Goes all in for
Fearless Peter out there thinks nobody's got an ace, and he
38,500.
fires out his last 38,000. Well, we certainly know Howard's going to call him. He does call. He's just calling because he hopes Lane sticks his nose in there.
Lane's going out.
I like your hand, brother.
Yeah. Oh, ace is up.
It's top and bottom pair versus 2
Okay, Howard
queens.
has 2 pair, aces, and 7s.
Now what this means is Peter is
has
going to
a
have to
queen
catch a
and
queen
king
to win this
him.
pot.
1 pair of queens.
Peter has made a bogey playing this pot.
This is a nightmare for Peter. Look at this.
It's not over, though. He could catch a queen and still win the pot.
There's going to come a 3 of
Howard
diamonds.
stood up. It's a 3.
Howard
Three's
still
not
has
gonna
the
do
lead
it
here
for
with
him.
the 2 pair, aces
Nope.
and
If
sevens.
Peter does not catch a queen, he's going to be our 5th-place finisher. He doesn't do it. A 4 comes off of there.
It's going to make Howard the winner.
Pete Giordana is our 5th-place finisher. He's going to pick up $57,850 from Syracuse, New York. The least experienced player, but played a magnificent tournament to get to this final table. Finished in 5th place. He's just